This is Real Estate, powered by Hub, talking about real estate, and we're going to jump to the South Shore, I'm partial to, joined by
Shore.
Lauren Mahoney from William Raveis. I'm not going to deny it, I'm from the North Shore, migrated south due to my wedlock situation, and I love it.
South Shore is awesome. We got the water down there. They have the water on the North Shore too, but
yeah, but
I don't know.
Hingham's a great spot. Let's talk about Hingham. You're from Hingham.
I am, yep. Born and raised in Hingham. I lived away for a bunch of years after college, but it was always part of my evil master plan to get back. I succeeded with my own family now, raising them in Hingham, and
Very cool.
Yeah,
and
we're psyched to be back.
Selling a lot of real estate in Hingham. What are you seeing in the Hingham market right now?
The Hingham market is chugging along. We're as strong as ever. I think our single family, which is the majority of the inventory down there, inventory over the last 6 months, we're up about 20% compared to the year before. So even now, as we're sort of approaching the holiday season, which a lot of times things kind of slow down, we're still seeing a ton of transactions. And I think a lot of really savvy buyers are kind of taking advantage of this time where sellers that have had their homes on the market for a couple months are going back and forth with their agents. All right, do we take it off for the holidays? Do we try again in the spring? What do we do? And I'm seeing it on both sides with listings of mine and also buyers of mine that are kind of sneaking in and getting things for really good prices right now because the sellers are like, all right, just screw it. Let's just sell, before the holidays. And it's working out well. And you know what? It's good for them too because you never know what's going to happen in the spring. So,
how many times do you get asked throughout the year, when's that best time to buy or sell, right?
All the
This
time.
is a great time.
It's a really good time. Honestly, there's pros and cons of all the seasons. The springtime, a lot of times, yes, a lot of sellers think the spring is a really good time to sell because that's what they've heard and that's, and it's a good time to sell. But, but I think now, you have a lot of buyers who are thinking, okay, we're going to buy in the spring. We're going to buy after the holidays. We're going to start getting serious. But they're looking now. And when things come on now, or when things have been maybe a little overpriced and they've been sitting for a while, now is a time to really take advantage of that. And I hate to say take advantage of sellers because, again, it happens on the sell side too. But it's a good time to try to make a jump at something if you want to. Because people are, they need that cash for Christmas.
Right. And usually if you're in that position, 8 out of 10 times, you're going to be buying as well.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's balancing out on both ends for sure. What about from the sell side? Everybody's talking about inventory being low still. It's a seller's market. Does that kind of create a monster to a point because people think that it's low inventory, they can put their home on the market and it's going to sell like that?
Yes. It's created a lot of monsters actually on the sell side. No. I think a little bit. I think because Hingham and a lot of other markets outside of Boston are really hot and there are a lot of people who are trying to buy. I think some sellers get in their head, oh my gosh, I can get all this money. I can, I'm really going to take advantage. I'm not going to look at that first offer because I can probably do better. And sometimes that's true, but usually, the market will tell you, especially in this market with really savvy real estate agents and savvy buyers, if a home is overpriced, they know it and it's not gonna sell right away. I always kind of tell people, can you possibly get more money if you wait? Sure, anything's possible. But the market, will feel you out that first week or two. And, when things that are priced right will sell and people will make offers. And if it's not, you're going to sit and then those days on markets are going to hurt you a like if you sit too long.
And it's tough for that person that's that move up buyer, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Trying to jump to the next property, especially like the two of us, if you throw kids in and kids coming. There's more stress to it, right?
Yeah, for sure. Nobody wants to be in a rental in between. But I think an important thing to kind of talk about when you talk about that move up buyer, it's hard. It's hard to do the buy sell together and to try to line up those dates and to kind of figure out how that all works, especially in a competitive market. If there's 6 other offers and your offer has a home sale contingency, it's going to be you're not going to get it. You're probably not going to get it. So, and I know you just had the situation, I think, with buying and selling. How did you handle that?
We structured it where I had to convince my wife, and it was not easy, but we really teed it up that we had to sell to buy.
Yeah.
And we were in a position where we made sure the house was sold before we really got aggressive. Doing what I do, being on the lending side, I knew that in the summer market, if we went out there saying we have to sell, to buy, we weren't going to get serious looks.
Right.
So the way that we structured it, and this happened, literally at the end of our contingency, but we sold our property, and everything was met like we thought. We sold 3 days after putting it on the market, which was great, to a cash buyer, full ask, awesome. And then we had 3 weeks to purchase or to find suitable housing, is the way it was presented. So that's an option, and I think a lot of people don't realize is you can get creative, right?
Definitely.
You don't have to move out right when the contract goes under agreement. If you're trying to stay away from creating a nightmare for your family and you need that one move, there's ways to do it.
Absolutely. And I think too, and I know a lot of times banks don't like this, so maybe I shouldn't be, but I think another way that works with that too, especially if the home that you're selling, like you said, your house sold really quickly. I think, if you think you're going to get multiple offers on your house, try to structure somebody who maybe can do like a 30-day lease back or something, or maybe try to see if you can find somebody who can be flexible with closing dates. So you get the cash from your home, but maybe can stay in your house, a couple weeks until you move into the next one, or structure it somehow that like you said, there's ways to get creative,
borrowing
and make it all work
from other spots, 401k.
Definitely trying to borrow so you can, technically still, still get your mortgage without having to sell your home, even though you do, but you can sort of take some temporary borrows from different places and make it work. And talk to your loan officer and talk to your agent, because there's creative ways to do it.
So important. Enough people don't do it. I'm sure you come into it. Put together your A team. Attorney.
Absolutely.
Lender. Agent. Work together.
Yep.
It makes a huge difference.
For
and
sure.
Not everybody's creative. Not everybody has that mindset that you were just going through to find a way to make it work. A lot of people just have that tunnel vision. So
absolutely. And I just had a recent situation. We're in the middle of it now, actually with the friends and clients of ours, and they're selling their house to buy, and the house that they wanted, there was like a couple contingencies. Like those people had a contingency and the people after, and it was all these crazy stars we thought would misalign. And we got creative with the way kind of the agents, we all worked together, and the clients were awesome, and we somehow got all of our dates to kind of match up, and it was really crazy, but the stars align. It can happen, but you have to have agents and buyers and lenders and everybody who can work together to make it happen. So, because it is possible, but it's tricky.
Great information. Thanks, Lauren.
Yeah.
And if you're in the Hingham South Shore market and would like to connect with Lauren directly, you can go to her website, which is
laurenmahoney.raveis.com.
laurenmahoney.raveis.com. And remember, we have more real estate tips and market information just like this one right here on boston.com.